in. Purple's really not in right now.
I don't like this OP.
I don't know about yellow.
Okay.
Yeah,
So-
the Don's incoming.
Wait, so it's only.
Oh, Dawn.
Where's
I don't know about
Groovy?
Dawn.
Wait.
Caroline's in. I think Caroline's
just wait till
died. I
4
saw her
a.m.
on
They'll
Twitter.
be
Caroline's
up.
here?
Okay.
Yeah, Caroline's in. I think she
Call
just
her.
died on.
She was
Twitter, so I don't remember.
seemed like she was dead on Twitter. So
Yeah.
Oh, she died on Twitter.
Yep.
I'll be searching you at this time, sir. Go ahead and put your hands up. I'm
No,
grabbing
no,
a
no,
pistol.
no, no,
I'm grabbing a phone off it. Come on, bro. Anyone got two? I swear to God, if anyone has two phones, I'm gonna be pissed.
I do. I've got two.
hey, you can take it. I don't
Yeah,
care.
Caroline's dead.
I had to look in my
You mean I
pocket
wanna
for a
see it?
second.
That was 10 minutes ago. Like,
Okay, well, if anybody has numbers to any other patrons, if you want to get a hold of them right now and let them know.
White, but they're not in.
Ask me one, Opie.
Damn.
Oh,
Blue
I thought
Ocean
you were.
killed Caroline.
Oh no, no. If I take it, I take mine.
Why'd you guys kill Caroline for?
I'm gonna talk about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There you go.
Isn't that like a picture of Kitty, the kitty cat, right there?
yeah, where's the cat? Isn't he supposed to be here?
The cat's not
Oh
the town.
shit! Looks like it's the rest of all Blue Ocean.
I mean, honestly, it's,
Good thing we have their most convenient, law-abiding, and non-questioning members here.
Dang!
I'm here, Mo. What's up?
Oh, there's the guy.
hey, there's the
Oh,
kid.
what's up, buddy?
Hold up.
I heard everything you said.
Alright, man, you're gonna need to put your hands up right there. Hey, come here.
Kitty, go, go, go!
No, we
Alright,
can't
where we
use
going?
we can't use Twitter to listen.
Alright, let's go on the right.
Oh.
I thought he was female. I'm so
No, he had
confused.
another sex change. She's confused.
He had another one?
Yeah, he's confused.
Just like Pixie over here, too.
What is
Yeah,
the
I'm also
recovery time
confused.
on that? Honestly, holy shit. I'm impressed.
Recover
Go
time's been
from
a
a-
couple months.
Go from a man to a woman back
It's
to a
okay, I'll
man.
make sure she knows.
That's crazy.
Alright, let's get out of here.
It's time for this meeting yet?
Yeah.
I think so. I think we were.
Yeah, I'm
actually-
just gonna start it up.
It's fine.
We have three, unless you're.
Wait, you
I'm
don't
gonna
want to try to
rednecks
get?
with
You
y'all.
don't want to try to get Caroline?
Yeah,
You guys don't have her
there's-
phone number?
We could.
I don't
not
think
have-
Yeah, we could wait a few minutes. That's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I'm not.
no. First,
I'm
somebody
rush.
confirm them
Oh, I don't have feelings.
Confirm.
that they're coming.
Oh.
I'm gonna try to go there.
Or as Josh
Hey, if anybody
Jacobs
sees,
just put out,
Or Caroline, tell them to come this way.
I thought Green was around. Where are they at?
if you guys also have numbers to any of the Chef Capos as well, you can have them come over for any of the gangs. Whoever's the highest on per gang.
I mean, 2 blunts. No.
Like I said, purple.
Saints
I
are
don't
here.
know. Saints. I don't think are in the city.
Saints
right
aren't in.
Okay.
So then who the heck is this? Oh.
Can I?
now. So one of your.
Wow, Mo. Wow.
No, I did. I was looking at only the shirt, okay? Listen.
I'm not saying that.
Shirt, Mo.
The moment we start calling White Gang the Saints, they stop showing up.
That's
They
true.
haven't. They haven't been in a lot here lately.
What about
hard to find
Balas,
them, man.
Grove,
The
none?
only one I see is Blade. You know what? Yeah, I don't know where Grove is.
I don't know where Grove
Yeah,
is.
Usually
Grove's
Grove's
in
here.
the city. Yeah, Grove's in the city. They should be here.
Yeah, let me put another
If y'all
blast
see any
out.
Grove, also tell
Can you
them to
tell
come up here.
your higher up that there's a meeting
you were talking to
by
Purple?
Sandy police station?
Probably is higher up at China, to be honest.
The higher up that.
Alright, so what gangs are we missing then?
So like,
We're missing Purple, the Saints, Yellow, and Grove.
it's a police meeting.
This is how many drums?
Yeah.
How many oranges? did
Just
you
tell
eat?
her to come here if you can. Alright, thank you.
Right back.
Talking to you, Mom.
How many
Alright,
oranges
Drago.
did you murder?
Drago is gonna tell Caroline to come here. I'm trying to call Green, but there's no answer.
Is it tangerines? Is that why you're not asking for tangerines?
If you think that has lunch.
We've been trying to contact you.
Oh wait. Oh shit, she's there.
There, put a deadline out too.
Yes, I heard all the rednecks hate me now. Is that true?
Where did Opie go?
We hate all of y'all. So.
Oh, that makes sense.
Did he
That's
run down
fair
there and get food? Oh, he changed his hair. Watch this. Hold on. See what Opie got back.
Yeah.
Listen, look at Opie now.
We are capped out right now.
Opie,
Why is everyone on whisper over here?
what is wrong with you?
Yeah,
What
shut
the-
up to chess, people.
Opie, what?
That's flat top Opie.
Plant top over me. Come on,
My
Mel.
man, it looks like he's about to looks like he's about to sell me a
Oh,
bucket of
damn.
chicken and a raspberry
Oh
shortcake.
shit. What is going on? What is happening right now?
I don't
That we
know.
don't have Sasquatch.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Why do I keep getting slapped?
Someone's spamming it.
This is crazy.
I'm sorry, Opie.
10-4.
Ow.
Why did you just backhand me?
What?
When are we gonna fix this bucket?
know.
Oh shit, sorry. Mo.
I'm so sorry, Mo.
Oh shit, yo, chill, bro. I don't like fingers.
Oh, 1099. The cops better start shooting now.
Stick up scared? Oh my god.
So one of our guys did find one of the yellows, and they're on their way up.
Okay. Good deal.
The angel has
Oh,
arrived.
there she is.
Found it.
Oh, perfect.
Ow. Ow.
See? You beckon, I come.
Ow. Oh my
Way
god.
to be late.
I was with family.
What the?
Oh, and now she's gone. Look what you did. Look what you did, Mo.
I hear somebody else.
Oh, this is nice. Look at that. Oh, damn.
Get it, Opie.
That was a good one. That was a 4.
Insane.
There's a
Oh,
people
you're over there now, Opie.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on here.
What'd you do with
Opie,
Riley,
what the
Mo?
What is your hair, bro?
What?
don't
No,
know.
Opie.
No. What happened to Barney's shit?
What are you talking about? That's always good, man.
Where's the feathers?
Man, I'm a hot commodity.
Opie, where's the
Tamales.
feathers?
Hot
This
tamales.
is what I've always had.
Shane Hughes me to
No,
him.
you're lying.
What did Shane want?
Hot
I
tamales.
don't know. He just said, your wish is my command. And he
Oh,
beat me to him.
Jay.
Hot tamales.
Yeah.
I'm leaving.
Oh look, the EMS org is here.
8 minutes over there.
Hey, we're about to go on leave from
Hot tamales. Hot tamales. Hot
rang,
tamales.
So when do we start?
You rang, man.
Please.
I think we're waiting on
This is taking
Green.
forever.
Has anybody got in touch with Green?
Uh,
And all
that's
they
the
did was
only one
rock
we're
people
missing.
anyways, not like being chained.
No, they're not answering.
Alright,
Oh,
Oh,
there
there
they
they
are.
are. There they are.
perfect.
Probably Caroline.
No, that's
No,
green.
that's Green.
It's only green.
So we're
Great,
missing
now we're gonna
Caroline.
get music this entire time.
Caroline is not answering her.
Green's playing Valorant right now. That's where
Hey,
I was
Green.
about to go.
Hey, look.
Robbing simulator is here, guys.
It's the Saints.
What? They actually came?
Wait, that's them? Hold up.
I did just put out highest in any org come.
Nah, that's EMS. That's EMS.
Oh. Love how we have EMS work too.
Yeah, EMS just
I love
came.
how this guy's playing the bong.
I don't know why
game,
EMS
but
is
it's,
here though.
To be honest, they're new.
Wait, is there a reason why EMS needs to be here?
Yeah,
we
because
got called here.
their members like to.
They're the highest in their org.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
The EMS org.
EMS work matters.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, hello, bro. What are my arms doing? Oh, hey, what the f-
Alright, so
The
nobody.
question is, what did you hit him with?
That's what I'm wondering. Yeah.
I
What did
think
he
it's
hit?
hips.
Probably his face.
Alright, so nobody's been able to get in touch with Caroline, right?
With his hips? Oof.
My hips don't lie, girl.
I think. I
mean,
think we should just start.
Alright. So, just gonna start off. I'm Shaw. Some of you may know me, some of you may not. Alright.
Good chaps.
I also go by Officer Chapstick. I'm the community liaison officer for the PD. So if you have any concerns that you want to bring, oh my God, Omar.
Sorry. Sorry. Oh.
So if there's anything that you guys want to actually like bring up to PD, I'm your way through. But we're just gonna start this with any ideas or any issues that you guys have org to org. You can bring it up now. This is a safe place.
Raise
You're not.
your hand and you'll be chosen.
Yeah, you're not going to be arrested for anything that you
Opie's
say.
just gonna yell over.
Omar Smush. Sorry. Whoever wants to go first, go.
Oh, Riley wants to go first. Okay,
Where's my
Riley.
hand?
She's raising her. She's literally
Go ahead.
raising it up and down.
You know what? We'll just do it like this. Whoever wants to talk, go in the middle.
Alright,
Easy.
I think y'all should.
Mo, get out of there.
So you know how org leaders, if we get 3 strikes, we're done. I think commissioners should be the same thing. Maybe not done, but demoted, and there should be. So if whoever's highest up, you know, and y'all get maybe not 3 because y'all have obviously a lot more, but there should be so many strikes on y'all's PD that the highest up gets demoted down, and you know, whoever the new one, you know, starts fresh. That way, y'all are accountable just like we are.
Okay.
Oh, I like it.
So
Agreed.
you're saying kind of a strict system for commissioners.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Okay, so yesterday there was a bit of an incident that kind of brought something to my mind. So, as some of you know, I'm an IRL cop. I was hoping that maybe you guys could work a little bit on with the cops on, like, say my gang points guns at you guys or whatever, but not everybody does. There's other people that are kind of around, but they're not pointing a gun at you, or they're not a threat to you at that point. Can you guys start working on, like, not shooting every single person if they don't have a gun on you? Like, shoot the ones that have guns out, and not just, like, you know, opening fire on people that are just standing there with no guns out or anything?
Okay.
Because I just take it IRL, like, you know, I point a gun at somebody and just start blasting them, you know. It's all over the news at this point. Like, you're killing somebody who's an unarmed citizen, you know what I mean? And it's happened quite a bit of times, and I get, like, if, you know, somebody points a gun at you, yeah, you're gonna fucking shoot them, you know? I get that 100%. But, like, sometimes there's people that are just standing there and they're not pointing a gun at you, and they're ready to give their, you know, they're even putting their hands up and they're getting shot.
Yeah, that's a very fair point, and I think that just
Yeah.
go along with more training.
Yeah.
And
I might have had a bit of a meltdown yesterday because of it. I don't get angry often, but oh my god, ask Tony.
So since we're talking about that, so he pointed a gun at you, right? And then obviously lethal authorized on that guy. But what about the guy that has a gun in his hand but not necessarily pointing it at you? It's just on his side. Is
I
that
still would
not?
not shoot at them. I mean, I would not shoot at them. I'd point a gun at them, tell them to drop the gun. If they go to point it, I mean, you know how many shots we got to take now. It's not like you're gonna die instantly.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you guys have armor on top of bigger guns too. Like, you have a better chance of killing us now. That's just my point. Is, you know, yesterday I didn't point a gun at somebody right away or anything until I started getting shot by 3 cops out of nowhere.
Okay.
And I'm just like, what the fuck? You know, and I was just like, they didn't even give me a chance, like, you know, before I just started getting railed on.
Okay.
Yeah, like it. Yeah.
So
Or
that's
just
my
have to
only
work on the
concern.
training.
Cool. Appreciate it.
Next.
Go ahead, Jax.
One thing I was wondering, is there a way that we maybe be able to up the amount of cars that we can use at banks and stores? The street's just way too small for us, especially when you have 20, 30 cops on, and we can still only use 3
There's
cars.
never 20, 30.
I think the highest.
It's usually if a raid is happening.
There was
Yeah.
21
how
on
bad
last
it
night.
is. Okay, so let's say there's 15 cops. Not all 15 will ever respond. I've had
But
multiple
7 did
scenarios
earlier.
where
Yeah, not everybody responds to the bank. They try to join in on the chase after the bank has already gone on.
yeah, and then you also got to remember those 15 cops, only like 3 or 4 of them will actually have what's capable of chasing your challenger, for example.
Yeah.
I see what
Yeah.
you're asking.
Which,
Jackson,
as we stand here right now, there is 4 of us, I believe, that can actually withstand your challenger.
Yeah, so like, let's say even, you know how you said there's 20 cops or whatever, right? With those 20 cops, at least 4 or 5 of those guys are recruits, like they're saying. A few of them are training actively. 2 of them
Well,
are
look who's
just at
late.
PD. And it's like there's so many different things going on with what they're able to do. So when you do get like 3 or 4 cops on you at a bank, that's only because that somehow 3 or 4 of those guys are able to do bank chases. But that's rare. That's like 10% of the time. 90% of the time when we have that many cops on, we're not able to allocate all those cops to the chases.
Yeah.
And as criminals, you guys will always overpower the number of cops in the city. Like, there's never going to be more cops than criminals in the city, so I would say 90 to 95% of the time you'll have it where it's pretty even in fair amount of people chasing you. It's just that once in a while that it happens where there's more.
Right.
You know, that's when like points like this come up, and it's a very fair point, but it's just know it's super rare. Like, I would definitely make a change immediately if I saw that there was like an imbalance going on, but it's pretty balanced. Like most of the time we're struggling to even get help on chases.
Yeah, honestly. Like today with your chase, the only reason that
only
we...
had 1 car, yeah.
Yeah, but like
If
the
there
only...
was a dirt bike or 2 dirt bikes and then your car, you would have never seen that many people.
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen that many on that one
I just wanted to
challenger.
thank you to Officer Honey for answering respectfully.
Oh yeah, I mean everyone here is here. Everyone's
I'm
here
not disrespecting,
respectfully.
but-
I never
Yeah,
said you
okay.
were. I just said thank you to Omar for answering respectfully. Thank
Let's
you.
widen the circle a little bit so Caroline and that other guy can get in.
Hi, Caroline.
Oh hey, look at that! These guys, you exist. Hi.
Yes, sir.
So you guys showed up a little bit late, but we're kind of bouncing ideas from the orgs to PD, PD to the orgs. We're open. This is a safe environment. You can talk freely however you want to us, basically.
But if you're gonna talk, you have to do it in the middle of the circle. That
Yep.
way you're talking.
And free teddy bears are being handed out.
Yes.
All right.
Here we go.
This is about me 100%.
No, it's actually not about you, actually.
Oh, yes.
Even though
That's
you were
been
wrong.
addressed.
But
That's
that's
been
okay.
addressed.
I was not wrong.
Anyway.
Right.
Oh yeah, I may have seen that incident.
Let's let the man talk.
So, my thing. So I know we have had some, some scenarios with PD in the last few days that I feel that they could have been a lot better. Like, I get if an officer is being held up by a criminal, it is hands on deck, just like it would be for a gang. But I feel like maybe there should be more talking and more build-up than just automatically shooting. I get that you guys have your SOPs and you follow your SOPs. And I do understand also that most of the time, at least in the past, and I can say this as the rednecks, we're trying to change it up of more talking in those kind of scenarios. Don't just start shooting, because we could have honestly, we would have lost anyway. There was more of you anyway, but we could have drawn it out instead of just opening fire. I know with the gangs that there has to be a certain amount of talking for it to actually happen. I feel like PD should be under the same influence as the gangs, instead of just coming in and shooting. Because you never know. Like, we honestly could have made a super good scene there, but it never happened because all that happened was that PD just opened fire and it turned into a gunfight. Like 95%
Are you referring to the
of
dealership?
yes,
Okay, go on. Sorry.
yes.
Go ahead.
Me myself, I like shooting people. I'm not gonna lie, but I also like to see where things will go. And I'm hoping that PD will allow things to go further than just a shootout, because you never know. If the gang, if the gang just opens fire and they don't take to the actual scenario, yes, that looks bad on the gang. But at least PD's trying, so we can have at least some different things happen in the city, except for banks, drugs, and shootouts. So that's all I need to say.
Also,
I already talked to you about you earlier. Flug already talked about the scenario, so I won't bring that up. Tasing tires, while being compliant.
Alright, I want to harp on that. From what he said, on the PD side of things, I personally want to.
Yeah, Fluke, step in the circle.
You can't talk.
Thank you.
You have to remember, not everyone has the same mindset as some of us here, but I personally want to push more scenario-based stuff. So, like taking a cop hostage. If I was taken hostage, I'd like that, because it leads to something, right? But at the same time, you have to remember that you don't know the officer that you're taking hostage if they're gonna like that or not, and they're allowed to complain about that. So that you have to weigh the options. You know what I mean? I personally would like more of that. If we can work on something where it is allowed at certain points or certain situations, I think that could help out a lot.
I do believe that it actually is allowed as long as there is roleplay issued up to the point of it actually happening. I'll let Omar. Yeah.
You can't.
No, completely.
You
Okay.
cannot take PD hostage. You can point your gun at them and demand them give you things, I guess, but you can't TH them and stuff like that.
But I think that could lead to more RP. I understand why you can't. Like, there's a rule against it. I get that. But maybe we can all figure something out in certain situations where something along those lines could help.
Or at least, we could maybe test it, because I get why also. I understand why they don't have the PD hostage thing because I know back in the day, that's all people did was take cops hostage.
Yeah,
and it would die.
it really
was
was abused.
You know, but you know,
So certain situations it
have-
could be fun.
we have a different player base in the city now, and you don't know. Maybe it could go better for it wouldn't be abused, but we don't know. So I was thinking maybe also we could test a scenario in which maybe a few of the members of PD knew that it was a
Just a trial.
just a trial and see how the rest of the PD would react. Because, I mean, I would like to give it a try. I would like to see something new, different in the city. And I know, because I've talked to many officers that they wouldn't mind being, they would like being taken. Same with the EMS. There's been some EMS that have said the same as well.
I was
Let
gonna
me
add
answer
that.
that.
Hold on,
Tony.
hold on.
We have to answer that server side. The thing is that right now we had a staff meeting and we did implement a lot of things that bring more RP into the server. Well, from the server side of things, like as in like the repair shops and shit like that. We're changing up RP, we're changing up drug spots, all that crap. We're moving stuff around to create more interaction-based opportunity, because what's happened is when we don't have that interaction-based opportunity, people start acting a fool. A lot of people are abused, and to go back to your point of like people not seeing RP scenes through, that happens on gang side and PD side, mainly because of how much people are abusing each other. So when we start making those server side changes, you're going to see different types of interaction pop up, and we can slowly start to implement times where people can take PD hostage and shit like that, but those are kind of extremes.
Oh,
You're gonna
yeah,
take
I
a little-
understand.
Yeah, they'll take time to ease in, but we'll work on it. I mean, right now, we're going to start with what we've already started with so that we can move towards better RP, because, even though we have a different player base right now, we still see a lot of the same, and we felt like the changes had to be made on the server side to affect the roleplay side. And so far, it looks like it's making a change, but we'll keep you guys updated on what we see on our end so that... No, go ahead. Is there anything
The PD, the PD hostage thing. The way I saw it was, I don't know if you guys remember, but Bobby, I think his wife got taken hostage.
I was gonna add that in. Yeah, it was us.
It's gonna be the same thing every time. Let's say, PD is allowed to be taken hostage. What's gonna happen is just gonna be basically a bank, but not a bank at the same time. They're just gonna demand money for who demands or something, and at that point we should just start a bank.
So what if
it's that kind of repetitive?
We had a whole scene like when we took EMS.
So on our
we
side,
yep.
that was the biggest scene we've ever had. Even though you guys took the L, you could say, it was literally one of the MC's biggest scene we've ever done on our side. Like I clipped the entire thing and loved it.
It may have been, and you're right, and I'm happy that you guys were able to see it through for yourselves and have a good time from it, but it really hurt the PD that day in multiple ways. Not only 100%. By pulling all of our resources for that entire scene, which is really the main focus here, is that we don't have the resources that other cities have, but making these server-side changes, we're hoping to bring those resources in, and by, for example, like more mechanics on, giving the mechanic job a buff. We started doing that, so now mechanics have the opportunity or more things to do, so we're enticing people to become mechanics. We also need to start enticing people to be cops more often, longer shifts, not just switch to their gang character because it's easier,
right now there's literally 7 of us, and 5 of us are here.
Yeah, we're working to expand the roles, because when we have more people, like if you look at these other servers, right, just for an example so that everyone hears this out for the first time maybe, but other servers have it where police cannot have cousin characters, first of all. They can only be cops. One character only, exactly. And on top of that, they have mandated shifts. So if you don't show up to your 5-hour, 4-hour, 8-hour shift, you can get fired from PD. And they have mandated shifts, and you have to commit to them, and you cannot miss them. And the reason that a lot of people actually say yes to that is, 1, it brings a lot of quality to the server. 2, those people that are in those shifts and taking on those roles are mainly streamers, and they see it as a full-time job anyway, a career, so they show up to those shifts. And they get a benefit out of it because it creates that server quality, and then in return you can add more RP, you can allow more things to happen, like water chases, air chases, whatever you want to do, but we're not at that point with this city. We're definitely a different type of player base, and we are not very controlling, so that's kind of why you don't see a lot of these things being allowed, even though some of them may be really great for one particular group.
Yeah, another point I want to bring up is those cities Omar's talking about is like there's hardly any crime. There's no bank robberies as much as we do here. The bank robberies over there are insanely hard. Like I've been to cities where in order to rob a bank and actually succeed, it's like a once in a lifetime thing. Like I remember, I think in Florida, it was like one person robbed the bank and that's it. There was almost no succeeding chance. Me and Omar had tried to rob a bank like 90 times and we've never succeeded. The closest we got was when we actually killed the PD with a truck. And MK got a life sentence in jail, like for
I remember
don't
that.
even know how many days he got a terrorist charge, and it was insane. It was like the biggest scene, but we still failed. But yeah, that's what I wanted
Honestly,
to bring
I would
up.
like to see the banks be harder. Like I think
Yes.
they're honestly too easy.
Well,
And maybe that's just me. Maybe that's
They're too easy because it gives people things to do. So like
Yeah.
in our
yeah.
server,
I
the
understand
thing,
that. Yeah, I understand
we just
that.
we have a different type of player base. Like I'm not saying you guys in particular, but maybe some of you, I don't know, but we have a lot of complainers in our
Yeah.
city. And the way other cities are structured is where if a civilian complains, nobody gives a shit.
Yeah.
It's really just you have to go with what the owners and the staff are deciding to do with the server,
Mhm.
and that's final. Whereas us, we listen to a lot of your complaints. Shit, I come up with majority of the damn complaints. You know, like I literally make the complaints for you to create that balance if you guys aren't complaining yourselves. But that's why we are the type of city we are. We're different than those other cities in a good way. But this is where it's bad. You know, we lack a lot of those things that those guys shine in. We can't do them just because of the way we treat our community. You know, we're trying to like be more inclusive.
So I just want to kind of interject with banks and stuff. And this isn't a knock on you, Jax or Pixie. I know you guys kind of do this a lot, but let's be a little bit more creative with the banks instead of just bike, fast car. Let's like they used what was it, a garbage truck like a week ago, 2 weeks
Yeah,
ago.
we use a garbage truck.
Yeah.
We've used a city bus. We've done a lot of different things.
Like be a little bit more
Yeah.
creative
We
with
took one of your guys' cars at one point.
I am
We
much
took bikes, like bicycle.
yeah, like literal bicycles. Like I think
Yep.
we as PD we'd be more open to actually like interacting with stuff like that if it was
Listen,
happening more.
I literally chased TT. She was on a moped, and I took my gator out to chase her. I mean, we're willing to change things up with you guys.
The only thing
And-
I say to that is not every officer does that.
Nope.
That's true, but if
There's a lot of officers that bring out a Corvette just because they can.
but that's also where if you guys get a little bit more creative with your chases, we'll get a little bit more creative with not having those fast cars. You know what I mean?
Not only that,
And we will make that happen too. We can make
we're
that
in the
happen.
process of making that happen. We're making more strict policy and procedure where you're not supposed to have your Corvette out all the time. All right.
Yeah.
Look at that, two in particular.
You're also not supposed to patrol on a bike either, but
Well, that's exactly right, and we're not supposed to do that. So we're making changes to where there's gonna be not a strike system, but write-ups and all that stuff. We're gonna force people to say, "Hey, listen, I can't do this," and they need to understand that they're not allowed to do this, and that'll force them to think otherwise. Do something else, you know.
So yesterday we did a bank with some blue. Jackson Pixie was not there, and we bring 5 bicycle, and I don't remember who, but there was like 4 PD who came, and we asked them to use 4 bicycle at least, and they said yes.
Hey, Mo.
And
Come
they
here.
even bring bicycle to chase us. And
Can you
it was
put up for banks to be cancelled for the time being?
Change is fun.
Yeah, it
Whether
just
you take it on
like
either side.
we
As
just
long as
need
it's
to
fun
bring.
doing.
Yeah, we
Since
just
there's
need to
literally
bring
5 of us,
all
and I know
that
Dipsy and Jeffords are by
all the
themselves,
same.
so I don't want them to.
Org higher ups.
Just for the time
that
being
into our
until we
org,
finish
like,
this.
You know, and that goes along with everything. Making sure that we have, you know, it doesn't just turn out into a shootout, or you know, it's just the same old bank. You know, I don't hit banks a lot, but when I do, it's something creative or you know, it's something different.
Yeah, you can hold vendor at one point.
I gotta ask a question real quick. The rednecks. What was the heat with that scene earlier. Like, what did I do wrong? What did you guys have a problem with? I don't understand.
You had the wrong guy.
No, but you know that we arrested him and pulled him over for different reasons than what he was.
Huh, good thing EMS is here.
So I mean, I wasn't. I put a lot more of my being upset on you due to the fact that the other fellow officers tased 8 tires when they were being compliant on the side of the road. And then when you said that you saw him do it, and I know who did it because I witnessed it as well.
It might have been a one-thing thing because all I saw was 2 cars go there, and the second car had the cop attached to their bumper.
We actually had 3 Demon Hawks, and we were the last Demon Hawk that actually entered the scene. So it was actually the second Demon Hawk that hit the officer.
Well, that's probably a one-thing thing, but I was never going to charge him with that.
I put a lot more of my anger on you because I witnessed what your other officers were doing to the compliant individuals that were literally just parked there on the side of the road. And the only thing they said the reason why they did it is because they had the fear that they were going to flee. And I don't think that's a right thing to do. I feel like it's... if they're being compliant, why would you tase their tires? And so I put a lot of my anger on you because of what I saw over there.
Were they being compliant though? Like, that's just my question for the other
They were
cops.
parked. They were parked on the side of the road.
Okay, because the car that I was up, I know you're saying that it
Oh
has
no,
to
the
do
car,
with me.
the car that we were in, that you were chasing, we were not being compliant.
Not at
And
all.
We were the only ones, and we were the only ones that didn't get tased. Our tires did not get tased.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know about the other cops. I don't even know what happened with them, but yeah.
Riley.
My thing is, like, I tried my best there. Yeah, go ahead.
The whole tasing tires thing, is that actually an allowed thing?
Yeah.
You know that's like highly unrealistic and would never work, right?
I
it
agree
barely
with that.
penetrates
Yeah,
the
but
skin
then
half the time and is
when
highly
we do
ineffective.
shoot the tire with a gun, they say, "Oh, they're using lethal. Oh my God, they're gonna shoot at us." You know.
Alright, I'm gonna jump in the middle. I don't think we should be shooting at tires or tasing tires. We have spike strips, and
Yeah,
honestly,
don't work.
if the chases, we should be discontinuing. We're chasing after people at 100, 200 miles an hour through the city streets. We discontinue it, call a warrant, call it a day. We shouldn't be chasing in real life. Very few chases take place, and I don't know. I personally hate chases. I know most of you guys know that. I don't really enjoy the banks. I enjoy more of the, what we're trying to do, the investigative side. But tasing tires, shooting at vehicles, shooting at people when there's a lot of additional people in the area. If we're getting shot at, we're going to shoot back. But like she said earlier, there's no reason we should have like this Russian mentality of just shoot everything we can and hope for the best. Sorry if anyone's Russian.
I'm just saying on like a realistic point of view, it would not puncture a tire.
So
yeah,
some of those things that
borderline.
realistic.
Yeah.
So
there's like a
that being
border
said,
between. Go ahead.
That being said, we had a conversation earlier, and I told him that we're gonna put this all on a doc. Everything you're saying right now is gonna be in a doc. Okay?
I literally have it all recording right now.
Okay, yeah, and that is going to be brought up. The tasing tires. We're gonna bring that up. We're gonna have a conversation, see what we could do, what we can't do, and how we can change policy. So that's already being addressed.
I get like when in the standpoint of when you have a chase that's going on for 15 minutes, and a lot of it's going to change now. Well, like and a lot of it's going to change now because of like the repairs. Like there's really not going to be any repairs anymore. Like I get that you're going to take some of these tires that you've been chasing for 15 minutes because they are a little bit ahead of you or you don't have backup. I get it because it's annoying, and they're just using the repairs. So maybe that will change in your guys' chases. So
everything's changing, and we're have to all.
Yeah, I think today was like a freak thing, random as hell. Because usually tasing tires is pretty rare anyway. We barely get the opportunity.
Yeah, especially with
doing it, but
especially with Jax's tire.
I believe y'all are working on a Bill of Rights for us. I've heard some talk about that, but I definitely think that needs to get here as soon as possible. That way we know our rights are what, because in IRL you're going to be able to look up the laws and stuff that here we cannot. Like
Perfect
whatever y'all
example
are saying,
with me.
Yep, whatever y'all are saying, we just have to go by. Like, we don't know that it's right or wrong. We have to contact the lawyer that's not always in the city. I definitely think that Bill of Rights is going to be a big thing.
Yeah, it's close to being completed. It should be.
I just wish we could go the direction. I wish we could, like, in topics like this, I wish we could go the direction of actually urging people to take up jobs for that. You know what I mean? Like a lawyer. It just makes more sense. Because I literally had Slater from the Rednecks to, like, try to tell me how to do my job after that arrest that I did on him.
Yeah,
For
they
literally
do that all the
15
time.
minutes in like a very annoying way. Like he wouldn't even let me talk. You know, it's just like, bro, you're asking me questions. I'm responding to every single one of them, but like he just kept spamming them and like telling like, you know, I mean, long story short, whatever. I really don't care. I still like him a lot, but he has like a cop cousin for a reason. You know, like
Did.
that's your cop cousin. You're a redneck.
Did.
Act the role. You know what I mean? Or well had, whatever. You know. But like as a redneck, you're not a cop. You know. So like,
Yeah.
in my opinion, it's like we have these roles in the city, and at the end of the day, we're playing a game that, you know, allocates certain roles to people. Let that person shine hard. Same thing with just the lawyer aspect of it. You know, like let's try to push for somebody to be a lawyer. Let's try to have the law thing so that people can actually be
And
knowledgeable on the law.
and another point to that is, you know, if you guys don't actually see these jobs in the city, you're more than welcome to apply for them with a different cousin too.
I mean, I have a PD EMS.
He's
Yeah.
a son of a bitch, though.
Oh shit! God, you enunciated everything in that sentence. But yeah, continue.
But yeah, so,
who's up?
go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go. I don't know. Go.
All right. So I got another like situation earlier with the cops, and it's a little bit annoying because yesterday I got arrested, or at least into a scene for like not even 2 minutes in, and 5 times almost in a row. So let's say I'm being taking hostage, and then they're bringing me like, let's say right there, right now. They're taking everything off me, so no guns, no like nothing. How am I supposed to get a car to go back into the city?
Oh, with the new thing?
Oh,
He died again.
You won't go into the lights.
I don't think you're gonna need a car.
No,
Here, come here.
I don't get it. I don't get it. I'm full food and water.
Alright, it won't happen again. He's good. Alright, go ahead.
Okay.
So yeah, like how am I supposed to go back in the city if I don't have a gun to shoot the local?
Did we start that already? By the way?
That's
Yeah,
the
it's
thing.
like everything is locked.
So that's kind of hard for us, especially because if you shoot, then you're gonna obviously get the officers right back to you. And if you point a gun, you have a chance of getting ran over. And there's no EMS on the time, then you kind of just gonna lay on the ground at that point.
I heard if you kick a car, it works.
Yeah, I saw somebody kick a car.
Not all the time though.
I personally feel like that's a big part of the RP of it all.
Yeah, I mean,
Can we, like,
it's fine. I
Do like a
understand.
percentage of that though? Like, can we get like a 1 in 20 are actually just unlocked?
What if you
Yeah.
implement like a lockpick that you need to have on you to take local cars? That way,
Yeah.
every local car is able to be taken. But I mean, you don't need a gun. You don't need anything like that.
Right.
Yeah, but at the same time, again, if I'm a hostage and they took everything
I agree.
off me, and I'm right here, how am I supposed to take that car?
Well, near
But-
almost every
Radio.
bank there is ammunition.
At that
so
point,
could
you
go
gotta
and
figure
buy
your
a
shit
gun.
out. Yeah, you gotta make
Yeah.
your shit. It's about making
You
stuff
gotta make it
more
work.
difficult. I'm not gonna lie.
True.
Ask Mo, bro. Mo, how many times have I wanted to take radios out of the city again?
Oh, 100%. And
Right?
then-
We put them in. Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
I mean-
it's
Can I ask you
really
why?
irritating with radios.
It's
There's reasons to
way-
not have them,
Yep.
but I get where you guys come from too. So
Yeah, it creates way too much of a convenience. Honestly,
So-
people should be calling each other. Yeah.
Well, the issue is with the calling. I'm sure you guys
RTO?
know, like if you call, you can hear. Sometimes if you're just walking around the city, you hear someone's conversation in your head.
Then you have
Um,
4 people on your phone call.
So back to the
Had to literally
PD
fly
stuff,
out.
that city stuff.
Nice.
When you have individuals that do the same crime, and I know that everything is based off of the officer's discretion, but say that me in Brooklyn rob the same bank, do the same crime, but she gets, let's say, Mo, and I get an officer named Smith. She gets
Very
10
specific.
months- she gets 10 months in jail, and I get 25.
Yeah.
That has happened to multiple of my board people, and I say Smith because I'm pretty sure Smith is one of the people who are doing it. But can we make sure that if we are the same crime, doing the same thing in the same scene, that we get the same time, please?
Yeah. Hey, can we on PD side? Who am I talking to here? Okay, yeah. Can we get a refresh on MDT, like
Yeah.
on charges and times and all that shit? I think that'll just really change it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was going to pretty much say.
Yeah, we'll just get a refresh of it.
RTO. I really hate when like we can't hear y'all when y'all are standing right next to us.
We combated that for a little bit, but
We used
here's the
in-game
issue.
radio, but
yeah,
it's
we
like-
use in-game radio.
It's just too much for y'all.
It is
I'm guessing.
way too much.
So,
It's too difficult for us to do.
is there any way where they can talk in RTO and in person? Like
That's don't go avoid.
So the thing is, when we do want to do that, and there's, let's say I'm on radio or I'm talking in person and in RTO, and Omar's next to me, Omar's gonna hear me double, and it's like really
yeah.
irritating for people that have eyes on. Yeah.
And I have one more thing. Do y'all remember in Florida where they had the impound system? And this is actually benefits y'all more or less us. This is. Do y'all
You're
remember
talking about paying to get a car out?
No, well, remember how Garcia would take y'all's car away for a week?
Oh God, for like 30 days.
I remember that.
300K.
I lost almost every single car. The Crown Vic, by the way, that Omar drove up a mountain. Never saw that car again.
Now, obviously, I don't think y'all should do that. But you know, if instead of giving us some, longer times, take somebody's vehicle away for a little while. I miss that from Florida. I think that brought some really good RP as vengeance on a cop. For this guy.
Is he talking about
took
impounding?
my
Yeah.
So actually,
I'm 100% down for
our
that.
garage system works is it doesn't support it. I'd have to switch to another one because
this garage
the way
system's trash.
Yeah, well, this is what NoPixel uses, but I don't even know why they use it. It's garbage. But I'm looking for a different one that actually supports that impound system. The only issue I think with a lot of them are, you know how you lose your car? There's a recovery for this one. A lot of them don't have that, and if they do have it, it's set to where I tried to
Restart.
put the impound, but the impound, if you put the car in the impound, you can still recover it. And it proved no point for the impound system. You know what I mean?
Maybe to that point, contact somebody from Florida? Question mark.
Yeah, right.
I mean, it's an idea. It's not something that you have to do, but
I'm looking though. I started looking last night. I'll be looking for a couple of them.
We've got some good movement going on the dev side, so you guys can all be excited for like good things to come.
Yeah.
all right. We should probably let Jack talk before he has a stroke.
Yeah. Riley's also in the middle.
All right, Riley, you go first.
Yeah, well, I have boobs, so you can wait.
True.
So.
Fake boobs.
Yeah, whatever. So like charges and fines and stuff. So say my person, my gang member, shoots 3 cops. I have my hands up. I don't shoot anybody. I don't shoot at all. Why am I getting charged for 3 murders of a cop because he died? Because I would, that's unrealistic too. Like, well, I might be charged party to a crime, but I'm not going to be charged for the murders he committed.
It is. I can answer that. It's unrealistic to a point. I agree with you. It's one thing that I always question myself.
Crazy.
The reason the reason this is one of those things that ends up happening is because there's a slight amount of. Damn, dude, you couldn't take a harder hit of that? Jesus.
Sorry.
Protect the ozone. Goddamn. We have 1,000 cars standing here with the exhaust on and
High voltage. High voltage.
She doesn't push the talk.
7 million. How many
Yeah, I don't
buttons
push
did
the
you press on
talk.
that thing to get
Give
to
me
the
CS.
holy
It'll be my
crap?
first in 4 years.
CS? We need to talk to the lung doctor first.
Yo.
I have good lungs. You always tell me to be quiet, okay?
Alright, go on.
Alright, shit, I forgot. What was it?
The reason for like getting charged
So,
for
here's the thing. There's a lot of scenarios in the city that a lot of people, they question. I question a lot myself, I promise I do. But I always get hit with one thing, is there's a lot of low-key under the cover power gaming that happens a lot in a lot of scenarios. Now let's say you're in a car with somebody and you are assisting them to the max, right? But the entire time you've been in the car, you haven't done anything illegal other than give them some kind of support in their action, right? And until that point comes where your driver or the guy who's really taking the heat for all of this, or girl or whatever, when they die, and you're left there and you put your hands up, you can't just drop the fact that you were there the whole time. You know
But
what I
can
mean?
you
Like,
guys make it like more like a lesser fine, like just a party to a crime versus
a lot of
getting
the time,
getting caught? Because yesterday I got caught with like 3 fucking murders of an LEO and I didn't kill an LEO.
Perfect timing for this question. Good thing is that during our staff meeting, we did go over all this. There is a PD restructure coming. I know he said that it's coming, but I just got confirmation that the PD restructuring of the code and the SOP and the penal code and everything was just done. It's finished. it's on Mo's desk, and it just
Yeah.
went to Mo's desk, and he just has to put it in.
Yeah.
So your concerns have already been, I guess, legislated. So we're good.
What about any chance of dropping fines a little lower now that it's very unlikely anybody's going to be shooting and or killing cops?
I like where fines are. I'm a
Oh.
fan for fines going higher.
Oh my
because the
God.
economy. Well, we took a look at
I
the
feel
economy.
broke as fuck the first time I go to jail, bro.
You may feel broke.
I
but let me
rarely
tell you
go.
this- Let me tell you this: the economy of pineapple is getting back to the V1 standards, and that's
It really is.
My ass, holy fuck.
We took a look.
I'm going
Maybe
bro-
not for a couple of you
I try
guys.
not to even commit a crime these days because I don't
Yeah,
want
You
to
should
get
see how much
fines,
the
bro.
MC has.
You should see how much the MC
Oh
has.
my god.
See, you're
Yeah.
fucking it
I'm
up
just
for
gonna go
everybody,
stand over
Opie.
here. How you
Yeah, and
The
bullshit, but
MC
point being.
pulls at least like I think we have
What?
25, 30
We
mil
got no
minimum.
money.
Alright, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
Take it down, take it down, take it down.
Okay.
Yeah, so just to answer that question, that was it. The economy is also something we're looking at very strictly because there might be a class-based tax system being implemented soon, just like real life, depending on your tax bracket, taxation. We're going to look at that. We're going to try to structure it as fair as possible for everybody. Of course, people are grinding harder than others, but that doesn't mean that, the real-life tax system shouldn't apply because imagine this. Imagine if I hold a RP-based store auction, right? For somebody to own a store and I auction it, the MC is gonna buy it. That's just hands down right now. Like I'll tell you that you have no chance of buying it. They're gonna buy it no matter what. So just to even out the playing field, not to hurt the MC, but to hurt everyone equally with taxes, because that's what they do. That's coming soon. But yeah, as far as your police SOP stuff has been addressed, and you should see results soon.
All right, Jax.
No.
Jax.
One of the main reasons for this meeting is demands.
Fuck. All right, can you get out of the circle?
No. No, I was
Go ahead.
wondering, can y'all allow us to be more unique with the demands? Because we stopped being unique because y'all always turned it down. No matter what we try to do, y'all are like, no, we're not doing this.
Alright,
Not a
so
chance.
with that, I'm 100% at it. I know there's a bunch of people who do want that. We want this go around. We want uniqueness. We want different stuff. So we will do that. But before we do that, it still has to be listed. You know what I mean? Because you can't say, all right, we'll give you this hostage, just no Corvettes or something like that, or I don't know.
Especially when you're driving a Challenger.
Exactly. I know it's
just an example.
Example. So we just need some ideas of what those demands would be instead of bear chase, one repair. Well, not one repair, but you know what I mean. We have like a
did
max
no
of
ramming
3
earlier.
different. I like that one actually.
I liked it too.
It was nice.
Yeah.
Even though
So
we still
I
got
mean,
rammed.
Shut up.
Okay, that was not my fault.
Maybe we let people take more than one hostage for banks because it'll give us more RP with negotiations. If you have 4 hostages, we have to talk to you. You let one go as a good show of faith, and it enhances that scene a little bit more. So it's not just hanging
when was
out.
the last time you
chase.
hit a bank? You went to a bank.
Me? I try to avoid those
Exactly.
As many hostages as you
because I don't enjoy them because it's not. It's like okay, fair
I
chase,
know.
one repair, buy.
Yeah, it's the
You know,
same
it's
thing
all the
every
same
time.
shit.
It's repetitive.
So
Yeah.
it's
no,
just-
you could take more hostages. You could.
Yeah, but no one does. I mean, like me personally, I would if I didn't get booted from the server, I would walk up to the next bank and just shoot everyone and try to get the hostage out because I'm not bored with banks. But I know I'm already,
Mr. Redner.
Yeah, well,
Well, I also,
Yeah, go ahead, Jack.
I also think if we have more than one hostage, we should get at least one more added demand. So if we have 2 hostages, I think we should get 3 demands instead of 2 still.
Let us. So these are like very specific SOP things. Allow for this new SOP to get set. It's about to get set like now, soon, right?
Yeah,
Once it
like
gets set and everything. Yeah, Cross spends a lot of time on it, and a lot of the things in there are pretty legit. So let that SOP get set a little bit. We'll let you guys have as much info about it as possible. We might even just release that doc out so that you guys can know what we're doing. But regarding that, just let it settle in a little bit, see how you guys feel about it, and then you guys can give us feedback, and we can try to implement more things. But let's take it one step out of a time, because if we just like bombard everything and change everything up real fast like that, important things like this, then it might hurt the progression of the city.
So, kind of like Kitty was saying, I mean, everybody here in the city has a different RP sense, and I get that. Some people like to RP further in, some people don't. But with PD, when you have people that are pretending to be, a electrician, he's got the vehicle outside, he's got the hard hat on, he's got the whole outfit on, he's got his clipboard, he's RPing on, he works for a certain company. Why not just go with it? Even though you know he's robbing the bank, you don't at the same time. Instead of just taking him, arresting him, and pulling him out of the bank and canceling it, you know what I mean? Take the L. I mean,
Yeah, I've heard that a lot of the time.
if someone's gonna come in and put that much time and effort into a bank scene, why not just take the L? You know what I mean?
I know, but the thing is, you said it yourself. Not everyone has the same sense of RP. I have done that. Not everyone will do that. That's the issue.
Wait, can you reiterate that real fast? Like,
So,
real quick, I missed it. What was it? Somebody goes into a bank and then what? Bank gets canceled by accident?
So basically, what I was saying is that PD go with the RP that is there. So if someone takes the time to actually get into an electrician's outfit and gets the van, goes up there, he's actually pretending to be an electrician, but the police, they won't go with it, so they just arrest him, pull him out of the bank, cancel the bank, and be like, oh, well now there's no more, there's no more bank, so they just let him go, even though he didn't commit a crime yet, but they ruined the entire.
I have an answer for this, but Mo's in the circle. I want to let him talk.
Yes, get going.
I think Mo has the same answer I do.
I do want stuff to happen like that. If I roll up to a bank and I see somebody inside like acting as an electrician, realistically, the cops are going to search the bank and they're going to see who triggered it and they're going to find out what's going on. They are going to get down to the point and they're going to find the person who did it. We're not going to, so let's say I let you get away with robbing a bank and you get the money out. Now everyone is going to do it and they're going to expect the same. So like, let's say I let you do it. Now let's say Blue is going to go do the same exact thing, but just different. They're going to say, oh, I'm a plumber. There's no legit bank robbery is going to happen ever again. It's just going to be a matter of, oh, they got away with it. Let's go do something similar and we'll get away. And we're never going to have a chase. You know what I mean?
I mean, not even letting them just go, but like get into it more, like ask them for their ID, you have to identify them.
Yeah.
More stuff like that versus just, I've heard a lot of cops just be like, oh, I know you're robbing the bank, don't give me that shit. Like basically they just blow it off and just smash the RP right there and end it.
So what if they use that electrician as like a crucial point during the chase? Somebody that you don't know is going to be a part of the chase, technically, but they can benefit the person robbing the bank. Necessarily, the person's not going to get away scot-free, but they have an extra person that can help that you don't know is going to be involved.
Right.
You guys can come down here.
That's a little
it's fine.
hard when we can't back down from the. You have to tell us how many people are involved.
Yeah.
That's just
we can't back down.
Just a suggestion, you know.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed a suggestion. Did you guys want me to say the thing that I was gonna say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I seen it above your head.
Yeah, for the most part, I 100% agree with Mo. Exactly what he said is the answer. Just want to keep in mind that a lot of this shit is power gaming. So whereas you may be bringing really good RP, but at the end of the day, if you try to finesse the cops that way, there's a bit of power gaming in it. For example, we were bringing up Florida life all night. In Florida, we tried to RP literally every last thing out. And that was like, oh, we have bombs, sticky bombs stuck to the door. You can't come in, they're tripwires. And their answer was actually the best answer in the world. And you know what their answer was? Where are they? That's it. Show me. Right? That's it. That was their answer. Show me. If you can't physically show the cops what the thing is that you are doing and actually prove it, that this is what's happening, then it's power gaming. Because you're creating something that isn't really there. Right? And I'm talking about in the game. And let's say we do give you a pipe bomb. That'll give you even more power gaming because we just blow us up every time,
Well, there could be ways.
You can tell them they can come down. That's fine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, of course. You could RP that you have a contract to do electrician work. That's what you're saying, right?
Yeah, essentially,
so
yes.
Going back to Mo's topic or Mo's answer on that, which is kind of the definitive answer on it. The reason that we don't allow it is because all you're going to see is people.
Wait, what?
Omar, you cut out. You cut out at people.
That was just me trying to solve the You're gonna see people like this in every bank. You know what I mean? It's just,
yeah.
Like, at what point do we draw a line between what we allow to be played out and versus what is power gaming? You know, because if you just do this and you shove this in my face, look, man, I have a work order here, and I'm like, yeah, you do, yeah, okay, all right, okay, yeah, everything looks good. You guys can go ahead and run away with the money now. You know, like at what point, like a duffel bag? Do we put a duffel bag in the bank system? You know, shit like that.
I think that shouldn't deter you all from trying, because, like I said before, the rednecks just saying, everyone has a different sense of RP. It might work with some, it might not. I'll tell you one thing. After this meeting, the first thing I'm going to do is make a post to all the officers and reminding them of what actually RP is. Okay, and I think people are starting to forget that. People are now just trying to really force the PD side of things, and it shouldn't be that way all the time.
The same thing has to apply for traffic stops when we try to pull you guys over. Don't just drive away, you know, and lead to another chase.
Well,
Just
we're gonna do the
go
PD
through
stuff after. We're gonna let the organizations do it then.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
One thing I want to bring up, so the Dewey Slim thing that we've been dealing with.
Here we go.
For the
Here
most
we
part,
go.
I think
There you
our org enjoyed all the interaction with the PD. I think that's more interaction we've had
I liked it.
with y'all.
I did, yeah, especially when you guys all do imposters, bro. I swear.
Yeah. I think most of us enjoyed it. There was some sketchy stuff. What all did we get charged with? Like when you didn't get charged?
So you got
Wait, he's here?
Yeah, he's here.
This is actually Dewey Slim.
He's been charged.
You got false information. I don't know what else.
It was a bunch of charges that we
So-
should have not got.
And the
As
thing
the
of
org,
it
and
is,
he wasn't even there.
our entire org got raided when not one chemical or baking soda went through the organization.
So
Not
here's
one.
the answer to that. You guys ready for this?
Yep.
Mo, we haven't implemented order execution trunk space yet, right?
Oh no, we have not.
Okay, guys, guess what? Biggest change in Pineapple history is coming very soon. We haven't told you guys about it yet. It's a power move from me to see if we can guide the RP in an interesting way. There's gonna be a lot of bust back from you guys, but this kind of is literally an answer to what OP just brought up. Trunk spaces are soon, hopefully, if we find the right scripts for this.
Oh
They
no,
are going.
Omar.
We're good?
So real quick, I can do it immediately, but the
Okay.
only issue is black money or dirty money won't be
That's what we need to find.
a wait.
That's the one that we need to find. Yeah. If we can add a weight to dirty money, so
But we can't
Trunks-
put dirty money in the org. Cannot. Dirty,
Yeah,
dirty
that's
money
all.
cannot go into org.
we can
No,
make that.
okay.
We can try to make that no more, or what? Once we add a weight to it.
Well, I think money is the biggest issue. Everything else is fine.
You're telling me.
Yeah.
You're saying pulling over cars.
Hopefully we
based
can
on
find
the
a-
weight of them, or
Hopefully we can find a result to the dirty money thing, or a resolution, or whatever the hell. Or...
Yeah.
I'm
so
not
the
gonna- I
thing
don't know
about-
what
so
you're
also,
referring
Omar,
to.
If we
Yeah, let me
change
tell
to
you.
another inventory system, we also have to wipe the old.
Okay, we're not gonna do
Yeah.
that. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, here's what our situation is. Let me just be clear. I'll try to make it one sentence long. Oh my god.
Jesus God.
Everybody remember to
Anime.
everybody remember to eat and drink.
He literally can revive himself. I don't know why you're here.
Yeah. He just did. After somebody else.
All right, I
did.
healed you too. Okay. What was I saying? So the big change that I'm implementing, and I pushed at least to the staff, and for the most part we like it, but we're gonna see if it's feasible to a point. Trunk inventories are gonna be limited to a very lesser amount. Mainly, Mo brought up that it's vans and shit. The meta that we have in Pineapple right now to put everything in a van and literally forget about it. Let me give you an example. You rob a bank, you have like 500k or 300k or whatever. You literally go drive straight to your garage, put that 300k dirty away, and guess what? You forget about it for like a month.
I literally did that with one of my cars.
Oh, Omar.
Yep.
I forgot that I had like over $300,000
We
in
can
my
disable
Explorer.
money from being allowed to be put in cars.
Boom! There it is. The reason being, guys, what we want you to do, if you hit a bank, we want you to have that sense of urgency, right? We want
To
you to
have
like
to go clean it.
go clean it, go put that shit away, go do this, be scared to carry it, right? Have it on your person, and now you're more liable, right? Cops stop you, you're shitting bricks, you're like sweating, you're like, oh shit, I have this dirty money. Point being, and same thing with drugs, same thing with compounds. If your compound is your main storage spot, we're tired of like raiding places, raiding compounds, MC, and then them all having all their shit.
Nothing.
in
Literally nothing at all.
Right?
No,
So
they had
that's
one pager.
one
I
taser.
mean-
It's literally a denial of RP. Right?
People aren't
So-
gonna keep it
Yeah.
in the open though. I mean, they're gonna go like bust a wall and plaster the wall then. and-
Right.
Something, right? Yeah.
I
Well, I mean,
mean-
but you get what I'm saying is we're gonna try to create a bit more sense of urgency and a bit more RP interaction, cop side, criminal side, and of course there's gonna be a lot of balancing that has to come after that. But you guys can trust me that If there's an imbalance, just let me know and we'll work on a balance. But for
So
right
you
now,
want-
we need to try to make the changes.
So you're wanting us to wash our money right away, but all the guns and everything have to be bought and dirty. So.
Well, that's the
Or you
thing.
want-
Go do it fast. You know what I mean? You rob a bank. You immediately make a plan that this is what we're doing today. And guess what? Now, guess what you're doing now? Because you robbed a bank, you're making another move immediately instead of just sitting on it. Right? That's the whole point.
That's fine. Go ahead.
The only thing I could say to that, I guess a couple things is going to be, if we can no longer put them in the cars, can we get the houses to where those are working?
Answer to that? No. Same thing. I am not. We need you guys. Okay. The only way that can work is if there are certain interactions where we will search your house. Because look, you have to be held liable, right? So PD side and criminal side, there has to be something that checks you, right? It can't just be easy. Pineapple, literally, you might as well just call it easy RP, right? Because there's a lot of.
I've said that. That's definitely.
Yep.
Or get away scot-free RP.
I guess my other thing to that is like, if we rob a bank, we're gonna be able to, for the most part, and actually not even with the way that these things are setting, like 175K for a gun, like that's.
Repeat that question. You're kind of quiet.
I said 175K for a gun. That's like you got to hit big bank and then you can buy one gun.
You talking about the dirty money?
Yeah.
Dirty
Well,
money,
that's
They
why
have
it's
no way
dirty,
to
right?
save up. They have no
Yeah,
way
that's
to
why it's
save
black
up to
market.
come to us and
we have no way to come make $1 million.
No, you do have a way to save up because then you just carry it on you. It's just that you're more liable, right? You're more in danger because you feel scared. You feel more scared to carry it. So you'll have it on your person. You'll be less likely to be in a cop's face about like everything, right? And you'll be scared in gang interactions to get looted. That's the whole point, is to like take an L more.
So if somebody needs to come
a back door.
come to us and need 400 pistols for their org, they're not going to have the dirty. Like they've got to have somewhere, whether it just be the orgs can only store dirty somewhere.
Here's my response then, Opie. Tell me if I'm right. Let's have an active conversation.
Right.
Well, how about this? Let's say you have a shit ton of dirty money. You have the manpower, right? As the MC, you have like 18 people standing next to you. You can then allocate a team of 8 to go do the dirty money transfer, get all the guns, bring them back to the org, create that sense of urgency. And since you're so deep, and you can create a swarm and like create a protection line and some kind of convoy that gets you your job done. Now you have all the guns, right? Somebody comes up to you, saves dirty money, sweating their ass off. I have so much on me. Let me make this deal. They do the transfer. You give them the guns. It's just that so the storing is the problem. It creates a lot of like procrastination, which then leads to no RP and no interaction.
So
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Some-
The thing to that is that people are just going to store it on their body then, and they're not going to interact with it.
Then they're scared and they're urgent.
They
right?
gotta
They're trying to make
So
moves. They're
something
Not if they're sitting on their compound.
something to kind of jump off on this though is the cop fear situation. I wanted to bring this up anyways, but the 1011s, they're traffic stops for those that don't know. They always end up into a chase. There's rarely any point now that we can have just a regular traffic stop, and most of the cops, including myself, I'm more than happy to just give you a traffic ticket and send you on your way.
I think this makes it worse. I think that this not having a place to store dirty money, and if it's on you, people are going to run even more.
Yeah.
But that's
Especially-
fine.
It's gonna
I'm okay
cause
with
more
that.
murder.
I'm okay with that. Yeah.
Can I say
They
something?
get-
Go ahead. So I think orgs should have the ability to store more than a solo, because they're organized. They have a tier of structure, and it's unrealistic for them not to be able to store weapons and cash and drugs in their buildings.
They can store weapons, not cash, but weapons. Yeah.
Oh, but in vehicles, like so, in cargo vans, like one of my favorite scenes, and caused some controversy, was when we did the sting of the MC Garage. We worked for several weeks getting license plates, linking license plates, people to orgs, and we, got a warrant and raided the vehicles. As long as we're allowed to do that, I don't see why we can't let them store some stuff.
That
in
was my
vehicles.
response. That was my response on the PD end. If we can raid houses and vehicles on a regular basis rather than taking 7 weeks of work, then sure. But otherwise, it's a loophole, and it's always going to be a loophole. It's where people are just going to keep storing in places that they can forget about it for weeks on end, and while the heat dies down, and then go and retrieve it. But that creates weeks of a gap in RP. You know, where it should be
Gotcha.
a bit more tense
So
and
the-
more.
Yeah.
They have to get more creative. Yeah.
So the thing that I look at it as,
People are gonna
is-
stop doing shit.
no, well, not that. Like realistically, nobody's gonna drive through the city with a $300,000 duffel bag on their back,
Yeah.
Well,
or
they're
$1
not
million.
gonna do- That's the thing. So like, that's my answer to you, right? Is that
Yeah.
what I'm worried about in this city is that we have a different type of player base that is that they want convenience, they want easy, they want simplicity. They don't care for being more creative. It's one of my biggest complaints is that, yeah, we have people that have the ability to be creative and do amazing RP and get like really intense with it, but they choose not to. Is what tilts me. Right. It's where you get this complacency and you don't want to do anything. You know, you just want to like stand around.
Yeah.
And I get it. You want to stand around, and that's something that you have the right to do. But really, if you're gonna fill a slot in this city, you should bring something to the table. Like if I'm walking down the street, I should be able to walk into somebody that will give me a heavy set of RP back and make my time worthy of running into you, right? Like I'm happy that I ran into you because now you're giving me something in return. It shouldn't just be me giving you something, right?
Yeah.
Content or entertainment. So this doing changes like this is hoping, it's in a hope at least, or it's an effort towards bringing that creativity out of people, almost forcing it out of them until it's a problem, and then we can revert back and ease off of the gas pedal a little bit. I'm open to that. But if we're not going to make these more aggressive changes, I'm worried that that complacency is just going to increase and increase and increase.
I think taking the vehicle, dirty money out of the vehicle, I think you're good with that. Like, I think that right there alone is going to cause a stir up in the city. Being able to store some in your house or in an org, y'all have the power to raid orgs, y'all have the power to raid houses. You do not have the power to raid vehicles. So taking them out of a vehicle, because we're always cautious about what we're putting in our org, what we're putting in our cars.
Yeah.
You know, we are.
Everyone is, yeah.
Yeah. So taking them out of the cars, I think right there alone is going to stir stuff up. I think you have to have a place to store, because org's going to buy guns, or
I'm not gonna want to go buy them right away. Like,
No.
say you have 100-something guns already in your org. You don't want to go buy 100-something more just to use up your money right away. Like, you
Right.
save it to at appropriate time when you're running out of the guns you need. Go
Mhm.
buy it
But I
then. Like,
think-
what are you supposed to do with it in between?
I think that's the whole point. I think you have to weigh those options yourself. I think that's the point of it.
This will create the RP. You having these discussions, meetings.
It's a hard decision
and
to make, but you have to make.
strategizing and whatnot. That's what we want to see. We want to see more strategy in the attempts. We don't want it to be just, look how easy it is. I can do it. You know, look how easy I can just go rob a bank. I can just do this. I can just do that. We want you to do these actions. We don't want people to stop. But that's the thing. So in Pineapple, let me just say this, right? A lot of you guys are our core members here. I hate it when people run away from change. I just do. Okay? Pineapple is a
Yeah.
change-based city. A lot of us are still here because of the changes that we consistently make. And when we make major changes, it's to push the RP in a direction that we're hoping will be fruitful to everybody. But when people run away from that and be like, "Oh, Pineapple did this, I'm just not gonna play there," that's the kind of people that we don't want. You know what I mean? We want people that will look at the change and kind of treat it like the other servers do. Like, oh, they made a change. Let me try to find the best of this. Let me try to create some RP out of this. Let me combat it in a dramatic way, but in roleplay. You know, because the moment that you make the decision that, oh, I'm just gonna get out, oh, screw that, I'm just gonna take a break, go play somewhere else, go do this. Those are the people that that are the problem, right? And when you're here, you like I said earlier, you're filling up a slot. Work with us to show why you deserve that slot. I try my best every day to bring a next level RP to the people that I interact with, and I need that back from everybody in the city. There are a lot of you that excel at it, but there's a lot of you that can excel at it but choose not to. And this is one of those things, is that when we're making these changes, this kind of meeting is important, and it's the way of Pineapple. But let's try to like at least look at these things as not an opposition towards the server staff, but a opportunity in roleplay to oppose either another gang or the situation at hand and troubleshoot it.
Grove, you had a hand up? Hold on, Grove had his hand up.
I was gonna say something as far as the whole. I assume that basically what happened is you guys got enacted a RICO on. I would assume.
Yeah, they got recode.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So going back to what you were saying about things, you don't want things to take, lengthy amount of times. A RICO case is not something that's made overnight. Like
100%.
That just doesn't happen.
So a lot of the stuff that PD did in that situation, I'll let somebody else come up because I'm losing my voice anyway. But that PD case was not overnight. Go ahead.
No. All right, so this was an investigation that took weeks on end. A lot of sitting around just watching a single freaking store, and it was a lot of talking to people, trying to get information from people, and it took a long time. Everything we're talking about here won't change our detective division. We are still working on multiple cases right now that have been going on for weeks. We have some that are months old. They're still working on. So we're not worried about that. We're going to work on that.
I was bringing that up because I think Omar had said something about.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to take too long.
To take weeks and to do those kind of things. So
yeah, actually,
we personally don't mind.
Rico, like that should take time.
Rico is different. Yeah, and he's the PD works hard to make sure that they put in a good amount of evidence and a good amount of work into like bringing out that kind of power move. So that's something that you can expect from the PD. My job as the server owner or one of the owners is to try to push stuff into a more immediate interaction. So when I see something going on that's taking weeks, I like it for the people that are experiencing it. But I never want this server to be a PvE, which is player versus environment, in which only one person gets the full content of what he's doing, and maybe like a group of 3 guys get to work on something, and they're the only people that get to see the fruitfulness that comes out of that kind of RP. I want it to be where if they're doing something that intense, I want everybody to be able to experience it on some level, because we're an interaction-based city. That's been our vision from the start. That's why we don't have forensics, right? Like we can literally put forensics in overnight, and now we're looking at shell casings. Yeah, we're looking at shell casings and all that
please
shit.
do that.
Well, here's the thing, bro. Like, my thing is this: we'll look at shell casings, sure, but guess what? That is literally 5 or 6 minutes of your
taking time away from everybody
taking
else
time
in the
of you
city.
talking to somebody. Yes, that's what I'm more interested in.
Well, there's a couple things with the detective thing. Well, first, MC, just so you know, you guys have been obviously target of a lot of our raids, just more so because you guys are way more active on stuff we can catch.
Right.
You have been a steady org. There hasn't been a lot of turnover, so we've been able to really, interact with you. And, look, we get it. It seems maybe like we're targeting you, but we're not. We have active investigations, but you guys just seem to be the easiest ones to, build the case on because of your level.
We had fun with everything. Now look, we had some sketchy interactions during those scenes, but for most of it, everybody had a great time. The stop and frisk, honestly, we had a good time with it. Like, it kept us on edge.
Yeah, it was definitely fun.
We'll build on it. Sorry, the other thing, talking about the forensics, the only reason I'd like to get into that is, as a detective division, we could build on in the city. We could do murder investigations for the executions and for, bodies that are found. Right now, it's up. Someone died. Can't do much about it. We could, if we had a little bit more to go off, we could pull cameras, like body cam or GoPro or store surveillance cameras, and then with the forensics and that, then we can start doing interviews of witnesses, and we could probably solve a murder case. But that's down the line. We're looking to just bring another aspect of law enforcement into this, so you guys have more to do than just street cops running around chasing you. It's really what you guys want to do with it. We'll go as far with it as less with it as you want.
I think
I mean, with that script though, can people pick up their shell casings?
Oh,
what?
No, you cannot.
Here comes decom.
What?
From
That's a
my
good question.
understanding, they just implemented that in GP, and you cannot.
Hold on.
You can't pick up.
I just want a real quick comment on.
You can get guns
investigation
apparently
thing.
though from like a different location where the VIN or like the serial numbers are scratched off, stuff like that.
So, I don't want MC to think that we are only harping on you guys and we're harassing you guys. I know you guys don't think that.
I don't think any. Yeah. One thing that we did not like about it
every
was
org here, we have an investigation.
For the most part, the one thing we didn't like is, we've always heard that 7 days your warrant expires, and we were being told that in our case it wasn't. Like, we either need to follow a standard and not just make stuff as it goes. And I don't know that that's what happened.
New SOP addresses it all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm fine if it's different, but make sure it's for everybody. Not.
I think the
let's make
confusion
this
with
up as
that
we go.
is that everyone's used to warrants being PD puts out a warrant in our MDT system, and that's for your arrest for a crime. This warrant was done through the court system, and it was a standing warrant, and I think that got lost in communication. We can all talk and figure out what the SOP will be effective going forward. But keep in mind that investigations like this are new. I mean, I think it's only been since maybe April that we've been doing things like this, so we're having some road bumps along the way. I know one of the biggest issues is that we had guys, running ID numbers without actually talking to people. We are definitely addressing that. That was not appropriate or cool
Yeah,
in
can't
any way.
do that.
So that will absolutely never happen. And if it did happen and it was to lead to an arrest, we would just kind of like 86 that. There's no way that could happen. It's abuse of power, apparently. So.
Who's up?
While we're doing all this, real quick, two things I want to mention. One, big shout out to everyone for being here. Thank you guys.
Seriously, thank you.
This is very important. This is huge. Also, staff. We don't say thank you enough to staff. These guys bust their asses. You guys know how much work they put in for us to have a city that is, legislated the way it is and controlled the way it is, or else it would be absolute chaos in here. Thank you to everyone on staff for everything you guys do. Appreciate the hell out of you guys.
Hell yeah! Woo!
And a big shout out to Mo for being the only freaking dev we've ever seen in our life. Seriously, no, I don't think anyone ever says thank you to Mo for all the work he puts in. Appreciate you, bro. We're always like, Mo do this, Mo do that, and I think everyone forgets that. He's been deving himself for this whole time, and yeah, he's had help and stolen some scripts, but thank you, Mo.
By the way, though, if anybody does want my in-game phone number to contact me about any other ideas that they do have,
Oh yeah, I'm down, bro. What's that digits?
Call me.
then
Guys,
just
if
gets
you
me
guys have
after.
any more suggestions on anything that's been discussed here, feel free to make a ticket. We can talk about it more.
Oh, I'm putting in 10 right now.
Yeah, we're holding RP from other people in the city. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and I do want to add that part of the whole new Bill of Rights does actually reflect on vehicle searches as well, because those will be coming out in the near future. That there will be able to push for making you actually pull out any vehicles that they have an investigation on. So it'll be part of the whole warrant
I thought
system
that's been
that'll be
done
in the Bill
already,
of Rights.
though. I've seen that done already.
It was done, but
We
it
did,
was
we got
prior
nailed it.
to, but we basically had to pump the brakes on it because it was
Wasn't it
prior to
Monkey that
having
had to
the-
have all of his cars pulled out and then?
No, it was actually somebody on MC.
I think it
Oh, it was Monkey.
Wasn't it Clive?
It was Clive.
It was Clive.
Yeah. I definitely think y'all need to really talk to your staff team about the dirty money and get a good system on that. Like, I'm fine with
So,
not.
I think I looked in our inventory thing, but I can disable it from certain places. Like, I can disable it from the cars in general and then leave it for housing, or I think we can even add it to an org.
Let's take a look at how that relates to the new SOP mall, because if we can search houses, then that may be the answer.
Yeah, I can disable it from individual things, glove box, trunk, housing, all kinds of things, so I guess we'll just have to find out.
You can't enable org?
I can probably do org, yes.
Oh, then just enable org. That'll be
Enable org and disable all the rest?
Disable everything else, yeah.
Okay,
The
so-
houses are just an extra step that I just feel like people shouldn't have access to anyway.
Does anyone have anything else to say right now? If not, I have one more
Can I
thing.
say something quickly, sorry?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, here we go.
Okay, I don't know if if you guys were talking about this or not, but can you guys sell us gas stations or no?
There is a way to actually implement gas stations as a owned gas station. You know what I mean? You charge whatever you want. You have to go get your delivery. The only thing is it's gonna be like a store. Whatever the person charges for gas is what's gonna go for that area.
Yeah, so like obviously no one's gonna sell their stores. Like, so can you guys like maybe talk about it and try to make it happen?
I get ready to buy all the gas stations.
I'm ready. Yeah, I know MC's gonna buy all the fucking gas stations.
I'm just waiting for the.
You can only own one.
Bro, I'm just waiting for the moment this meeting ends to arrest this guy tomorrow, right?
So we're gonna be
ready
ready
to buy all the gas.
All right, let Fluke go. Let Fluke go.
I prefer just to have the strippers at the gas station pump your gas.
What are you saying?
I do too. Alright, I think this has been going on long enough. I have one more thing to say. Alright, a little controversial. But now this is on the PD side, this is on the gang side, okay? Those are gonna happen. And people are taking it way too personal. It's RP, and an L is a good way to RP. All right, the amount of times I take an L is ridiculous, and I'm fine with it because it just adds to things. And I'm not saying none of you don't do that, but there's people in the P that don't know how to take an L. We all know that. On the same note, there's a lot of people in the gangs that don't know how to take an L either, and they take it to another level. All right, so you guys, being the patrons, can you please trickle that down to your lower ranked members and explain to them like that it's okay to take an L. Like it just adds to things. And I myself, I'm going to be, when I send out whatever I send to all the officers, I'm going to make sure that I make it clear to them that it's okay to do that. It's okay to take an L. It's fine. All right.
Can I speak?
Yes.
Sorry.
So going back on the whole dirty money thing, what are solos gonna do? They don't have an order.
They have to go wash it.
My bad.
That's the whole point. Is they have to create some kind of RP of what they're doing with their yield. Go wash it. Go to a gang. Ask the gang what can they do for you or do for them with that dirty money that they just brought to the gang. They have to create the RP. It has to be fast. It can't just be. My main complaint is, and that's it, is that people are storing money in their vehicles and forgetting about that money for like ages, right?
Yeah, until they have 5 mil.
Yep. And
Snow,
our
for example, has 10 million in dirty, by the way.
In
We'll
dirty
find
money.
that car.
Yes.
Well, the whole point is that do something immediately, right? If you do something, if you make the decision, the conscious decision, go and like rob a bank, then there needs to be something that happens right after that continues on your story, right? We don't do storyline.
Did you say you have 10 mil?
Snow has
Snow
10 million
does.
dirty.
How does a cop have 10 mil in dirty?
From all
He's a
the
cop.
bank robberies that we catch.
Do you know how often Snow is on a chase?
He just puts it away.
It goes in your pocket?
How is
No,
that? How
no,
is
no.
that?
So let's say you rob the bank, he catches you, he has the dirty money, right? He puts it in the armory for himself. He has his own storage thing.
So we have to go wash it right away, but you guys can hold on.
But
What did I just say? That's gonna affect everyone.
It's everybody, not only.
Yeah, it's not just. for
Does
citizens.
anyone really want to tell Snow no? I mean, really?
No.
Yeah,
It's
for
gonna
real.
affect everybody, bro.
No.
Cops
Wrong
and
guy.
civilians are both not gonna be able to store stuff in their cars. You know what I mean?
Which that's also going to tie up High Command too. If
Does
they
that answer your confusion or no?
I think it's still.
It's kind of just forcing things, and I don't know. What I've seen this happen in other cities, and what ends up happening is people create people to just hold money.
Well, no one can hold it. That's the whole point.
If we allow it for only an org, then at that point.
Oh, you're talking about cousin meta?
Create cousins
It's
to hold money.
Or they're gonna create one slot in the gang. You'll have 24 gang members and then one person.
Well, yeah, one of the beautiful things about Pineapple is that we have the biggest loophole community in North America.
Exactly.
So 100% what you just said is going to happen here. It happens with every rule, right? But that's why we have rules that combat those things like cousin meta.
And we will catch
if you get
them.
caught, yeah, they'll get caught. They've been caught.
Yeah,
we
but
catch one, what is it,
there's
like
not-
staff, we catch at least one cousin meta like a week or a month or something?
But there's
At
not
least
a
once a
rule-
week.
There's not a rule
Yep.
against
You'll
catching
never
one
catch
person
Every
in the
single
org.
item.
You actually just got
There is a
caught.
rule.
Hello?
You can't have multiple cousins in one org, and you can't have a cousin.
I only have a
yes.
male cousin, okay? His name is Chasing Me Mommy.
No,
So what
you
are they
can't-
never gonna see growth?
He's broke
Like
as
let's
fuck,
say
alright.
let's say you're the storage person. You're gonna be sitting inside the org the whole time. You'll never see outside. Are you down for that? What's your other cousins gonna do? Are you gonna be an EMS full time, or are you gonna be a solo full time? You know what I mean? I think that's what Omar's trying to say. Because if you're the storage person, you can't risk losing that 5 mil dirty, right?
I think at the end of the day, if you want to do that, screw it, do it.
I
It's
mean,
up to you.
yeah. If you, damn, like that's you're basically never gonna see outside. You're never gonna do anything in Grove, is what I think Omar's trying to say.
I get that.
That's
but
how I feel
I'm not-
watching
that's
the
not what
Money
we're
Wash
planning
right
on
now.
doing. I've literally seen this happen.
It'll happen, bro. I'm saying you're right. Like, people are gonna be assholes and create loopholes, and they're gonna try to beat the rules, right? But that's just why we keep changing shit. Like,
And
just
that's why we have
change-
staff.
And that's why we have staff. Staff catches most of them. People get away with it, sure, but we're gonna constantly try our best. I mean, that's just how it is, bro. Like, people in real life get away with bullshit too, you know. So
Yeah.
it's just how it's always gonna be. And I mean, you came up, you just brought that topic up in your head, right? So now that topic's in everyone's mind, and now someone here is definitely gonna try to
I can't stop thinking about it.
You know, So
I know we're.
You get what I mean?
It's gonna be ecom.
It's always gonna be a thing. We're never gonna beat everyone.
I mean, Econ's different here. We could use him as a sword.
Alright, I'm gonna make sure to get everyone's Steam name down here.
Yeah, we're just gonna hit everyone with 600 for breaking characters, so just line up when this is done.
I know we're trying to wrap this up. I got 2 quick points. I would love to see I know this is controversial, a dirty cop that's set to one each org. We have to RP our way to find it out. I would think it would need to be either a pink or high command. And you know, they're limited to what they can do, but they are somewhat dirty. And that changes up every month or so.
Redner.
You know, we would have to try to figure out in city, you know, who our dirty cop is or whatever.
A dirty or undercover? It sounds like an undercover.
Either one. I mean, it could be somebody that's feeding us information on scenes, like what's been going on with us.
So that's dirty.
Or, yeah, I think more dirty. And
so
then
you're saying you want to bring Rizzo back?
And the
Yeah,
other thing
exactly.
I wanted to tap on, since we've kind of gone away from PD stuff, as org leaders, I think we should all be, you know, on our people about, you know, making sure we're doing the best RP, making sure that every scene with PD is not a shootout.
Facts, 100% that one.
Making sure that we are leaving people up to leave the story go on, not just EMS, no revives. And I think that's gotten better in the last couple weeks. So
it has.
I think we should.
I don't know how the embedding cop. I mean, we have undercovers. We can try. There's some strict rules against that, and we're still trying to figure out a way we can even do the undercover, like legitimate undercover work. Allowing a cop to be dirty is going to be a very fine line. And I don't want to speak for PD, but at least for my division, you know, we allow someone to be dirty, and then someone else is dirty in another division. You know, PD, and how is it okay for us and not them? I think that might be difficult, but there could definitely be more interaction between orgs and PD. I mean, in real life, everyone has their contacts, everyone has their CIs or their go-to people. We could figure out RP to make it work, but in terms of dirty, what do you want these cops to do?
I mean, just if we have one that we find out, and like I said, they could change every month. That way, you know, we're always having to figure out who's our you know.
Yeah, but how would I join the MC? Oh wait, you would know.
You wouldn't join, so you would not be a member. We would just come to you for some information, or
Gotcha.
or maybe you have a lot of dirty money, you know, and we're you know, cleaning some of that dirty for you or something like that. And it doesn't even have to be exchange or something, just information, you know, where we're figuring out who the officer is, and you know, they're feeding us some information, like, and it doesn't have to give us like, okay, y'all getting raided right now, like obviously that's too far. Maybe like, hey, you know, y'all are being looked at or whatever, you know, where we're going to that officer every couple days and just seeing if there's any information on any of our org members.
I think that would have to be a two-way street. Like, you know, you give me information that I need, I give you information you might need. You know, there's a fine line. You know, there's things I'm not going to give you since you're not going to give me.
Right, because you're not going to be dirty for free. So maybe that is something that, you know.
But that's realistic, because there is definitely a give and take in real life. I think we could do that here, but I just want to make sure that the admin team and that the upper bosses in PD and the orgs, we all know what that line is. This way someone doesn't get thrown out of the server for being a dirty cop or dirty org member or whatever.
Right.
I think personally, from the PD standpoint, that should just be left to detectives for undercover work and not regular PD. Because even as high command, that's just... There's very few high command that you can trust on that.
Yeah, our detective division is very small, and we have a rule where we can't even have gang cousins.
What if it was just pinks that? Because I think most pinks have PD cousins.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. It's something that we could talk about and try to figure out. Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's wrap this up though.
Yep.
If there's any more suggestions or anything, put in the ticket, or hit up Shaw if you want to. She's handing out her number to everybody here. So.
Where's
Goodbye.
Acid?
All right, Riley doesn't get my number.
Disperse. No. You could just fly out, sir.
Are you in your head?
What, me?
Yeah, Ecom, no, you ain't get my
Sure, I
number.
didn't do anything yet. I didn't even-
Ecom, you're acting like acid. Nope. You ain't getting these booty
Does
cheeks.
that make me a snitch?
What you want, Opie?
It'll go out on Twitter.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm sure it will. Fucking
What?
Twitter finger ass motherfucker.
You wanna talk?
Oh, no.
No, he's flat top Opie.
Flat top Opie.
Oh, flat
I
top
think- I-
Opie. Oh, okay.
I think we've talked enough.
This guy. What happened to the
So
bird
you-
nest?
Who's giving me a ride back to town?
Oh, Tom,
Alright.
I got you.
Fly
Alright,
me,
Opie.
daddy.
Let's drive this PD bot 4GT here.
Yep.
Go on our day.
I love front row
Justin
service.
wants to harass me?
VIP treatment.
Huh?
Justin wants to harass me?
Hey, do
Sure.
Oh,
We're gonna have to
no,
drive
it was
us back.
joke, it was joke.
Oh God. All right, give me 1 second.
I'm not about to just fucking leave your little ass here if you don't
Ooh,
put your
just take the go-kart. Take the go-kart. Take the go-kart. The golf cart. That's it.
I'm about to leave you here. You better get your ass back. Hello. Jesus fucking Christ. Day. Shaw.
What's up?
He's in his head. I can't drive with him.
That's fine.
Being carried. Can you please give us a ride?
Yeah.
somewhere?
Yeah, where do you need to go?
Um,
You have anything in recovery or at all, or?
no, I don't.
Okay. You want to
But
just
I
go back to your
can't-
compound?
I can't drive carrying him.
Oh, he's back.
Okay, there he is. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
All right.
Appreciate you, Shaw. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, you still need a ride? I take that as a no. Yep, you're welcome. Of course.
Do you have medkits?
I do.
You take care of this.
Yeah.
It's full. I don't know, I think that went well.
I think it went really well. I liked it.
A hell of a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, same here. Oh, look, he's still revivable. Alright, Redner, I'm going to be getting you up here soon. I'm going to be patching up any of the wounds that you have. I don't know exactly what happened. I heard something about a dog, so I'll give you a rabies shot as well, just that way you don't start foaming at the mouth. If you do, please go see a hospital.
Thanks, Shaw.
Mm-hmm.
Why is my spine irritated?
I don't know.
How do I fix this?
Yeah, I don't know. I think that went really well, to be honest.
It did.
I'm going to post the recording into the Top Dogs. I think we should actually have that meeting more pushed forward to, like, Wednesday. Just because I know we have the promotion ceremony on Friday, so that gives us a chance to actually cover all this.
Hey, Flug, you did my eval, right?
Oh, God.